These people right here, Mr. Two Times and Mrs. Two Times. I watch them all the time, so I'm just sharing what I love. So that's all I'm doing. Listen to the story. Notification bell for future uploads. Let's get right into it. Having fallouts with friends or associates is a normal thing. We as people don't always see eye to eye. I was told if someone is playing you too close, agrees with everything you say and do, you should watch them because it might be a hidden agenda. And when a fallout between friends comes to a point in one of their minds, the brotherhood is unfixable, some people take matters into their own hands, leaving their so-called friends gone, and the family with no answers. And on this episode of the Baltimore Way, we will discuss a case involving a former BPD spokesperson, T.J. Smith's little brother, that led to Deion Smith being gone. According to sources, Terrell Gibson and Deion were cool. The two men had built a friendship, and Terrell even hung out at Deion's apartment. So when the call came into BPD on July 2nd, 2017, about a shooting at 1401 Argyle Avenue, a mystery would start. Allegedly, once police arrived, they found Deion suffering from a gunshot wound to the cheek. Due to the type of weapon was used, unfortunately, the young man was gone instantly. At the time, a motive was unclear, but as the news got back to Deion's older brother, former BPD spokesman T.J. Smith, after hearing how his brother was found, the family wanted answers. During the investigation, police noticed surveillance cameras in the building, and while speaking to residents, they realized there was a few witnesses at the scene. Deion's pockets were turned inside out, and the apartment seemed to be searched through. So at first, it seemed like a robbery or somebody was looking for something. But a neighbor we will call Richardson came forth to tell police the day of the hit, he helped Deion move his belongings to another room in the second floor of the building, as the building was split into different sections, like rooms for rent. Later that day, Richardson stated something was left at Deion's other apartment. As he went to the new room, he allegedly saw a pool of dry blood on the floor, but he did not enter the room because the door was slightly open. He thought Deion maybe was at work. Richardson returned to his spot, but not long after, he heard a knock on the window. It was Deion's homie, Terrell Gibson. Richardson let Terrell in the building and stated he thought Deion might be hurt or worse, gone. At first, Terrell seemed concerned. Then he asked Richardson, does anybody else know? Before flipping out, telling Richardson to return to his apartment and mind his business. Richardson, then being scared, went to his mother's apartment in the building and told her he felt like Deion was gone. During his interview with police, the neighbor pointed out Terrell in a photo lineup, but stated he was only 25% sure it was the same person he talked to that day, but he only saw Terrell one time. But when surveillance video came out, it showed Richardson talking to Deion about 2:27 p.m. Then later that day, it showed Richardson talking to a man in the hallway thought to be Terrell. Then in the video, a man could be seen pacing back and forth, holding a bag in the building. Then later running out the building, allegedly putting a shotgun in his dip. Another neighbor in the building said he walked by Terrell and another individual in the hallway that day. And after looking at footage, seeing a man with a hat and white beat on, the man stated that was Terrell, after he saw him pacing and running out the building.
We protect your house.
Pause.
Because we know they're the launching pad for their dreams.
We good. All fingers and evidence was pointing at Terrell, so BPD will put out a warrant for his arrest. But the question still remained, what was the reason for the hit? This is where the case gets tricky. Terrell's DNA was not found at the scene or on Deion's pockets. No weapon was ever found, and when BPD brought Terrell in for questioning, he denied having any reason to hurt Deion. But from neighbor statements and surveillance, Terrell was still charged with the murder. As the case made it to trial, it still wasn't a motive. Prosecutors claimed the two men had a fallout behind something. Some thought it was drug-related or Deion owed money. But Terrell's lawyers argued the neighbor Richardson was so scared that day of the hit that he admitted he was only 25% sure at the point Terrell out in the lineup.
And the surveillance was not solid evidence because Terrell and others always visit the building. But from the clothes the man in the video had on the day of the hit, and neighbors who saw Terrell that day, eventually he was found guilty of the hit of his homie Dion. And Terrell Gibson was sentenced to 80 years in prison. Rest in peace to Dion. I send my prayers and condolences to the family. I'm going to leave y'all to let me know what y'all think about this story and what the moral should be. Respond in the comments below and let me know, man. But yeah, man, it's a crazy story, you feel me? Rest in peace to Dion. It was a lot of unanswered questions in this case, you know. A lot of people felt like Terrell might have been innocent because it wasn't a lot of evidence. I mean, they had the surveillance footage of what they said looked like him, but people were saying it was grainy, you really couldn't see it. Then you had the neighbors' testimony, but you know, when they found Dion's body, there wasn't no fingerprints, there wasn't no shell casings, there wasn't nothing at the scene. So people was like, what actually happened? And then by him being the younger brother of a police spokesman, they just felt like there was a lot of attention on the case from day one. So the community was gonna speak up. They just felt like Terrell basically was set up for failure from the jump. He was gonna get convicted. But man, I don't know, man. You know, they say they was homies. You feel me? They say they was cool. It still ain't a motive. Terrell never came out and said he did it. He stuck to his story saying he was innocent. He told the family at court that he hoped they find the right person because he the wrong person and he shouldn't be getting that much time. But man, you feel me? This one of them cases where it's like, what happened? You know, like why? You know what I mean? The family got closure, I guess, by Terrell getting his sentence. But other than that, they don't know what happened. They don't know why. They don't know if it was a robbery. Wasn't nothing missing from the home, though. You feel me? That's the crazy thing about it. You know what I mean? But that's how it be, man. I don't know, man. I'm going to leave y'all, like I said, let me know what y'all think about this one. Leave it in the comments. I'll make sure I check them out, chop it up with y'all, man. Be sure to like the video. If you made it to the end, I definitely appreciate you, man. I appreciate the love and support like always. Follow me on Instagram at _Tony2times. If you got any video ideas, you can email me at tony2times.biz@gmail.com. Love, fam. I'm out.
I say that because he said it. And I respect what he says. He said he can holler at him. You heard everything. _2times. He's the real person. He look at life like we should look at life. Man, we all precious, kings, queens. Why are we killing each other? Peace. I love y'all.